So I pulled some inspiration from another reviewer. And if you want to know who that reviewer was and what the topic is, then I guess you're going to have to stay tuned. So I mentioned in the intro a reviewer that I got a little bit of inspiration from, and that reviewer is Sam Broom. And I actually watch a lot of Sam's videos. I watch a lot of Trey's, and there's a few other people. I'm not gonna sit on here in front like I watch every video that every reviewer puts out, because I'd be watching videos forever. But Sam talked about black bottles and how he thinks that the fragrance companies take more pride in their black bottle fragrances, such as Bulgari, Sauvage. Really not a black bottle. I don't know, I guess, and a few others. But this video isn't about that. I'm going to be talking about white bottles. And these are the white bottle boys in my collection. Now, I do have a few others that I could have thrown in here, but I didn't want to do a top 10 list. I'm going to just do 6 fragrances here. So let's just jump right in. And these are in no particular order. I just pulled out 6 fragrances that are white bottles. 2 of them are suspect, but it is what it is. But let's get started. So the first one I'm going to talk about is from the house of Christian Dior, and this is Dior Homme Cologne. And this technically to me isn't a white bottle, but it does have white sides, so I guess it is. But what do you get with this fragrance? First of all, you get a discontinued fragrance, because I think this is definitely discontinued, and if it's not, then I'm sadly mistaken and I apologize. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. This fragrance smells good. As you know, Dior has fantastic atomizers. What do you get with this? A lemonade kind of vibe. A freshly iced lemonade. Now, this is perfect for hot summer days. If you have this on you, stick it in the refrigerator, not the fridge. In the refrigerator for a little while. Let it get cold. If you coming in from outside and it's blazing hot outside, spray this on that old bald head if you got one, as Trey says. Spray this on you, your arms and stuff, man, and it is refreshing, citrusy, it's uplifting, and it's a nice fragrance if you can find it. Now, I don't know if it's already out of stock or if you can still order this somewhere, but please don't let people cause you to overpay for this fragrance, because for me, this is not a great performing fragrance. It lasts a few hours and then it's gone and I have to reapply. So I don't really mind reapplying. I'm AKA Mr. 7 Spray. And so if I have to reapply throughout the day, then that's just so be it. I'll do it. But I don't use this one as much because I have another fragrance that smells similar to this one. That is more inexpensive, that I use a little bit more than that. But number 6 spot, Dior Homme Cologne. Next up, one I actually don't really care much for. Some people rant and rave about it. It's beautiful and all this kind of stuff. And personally speaking, I don't see it. They say it's an almond note in it. For some odd reason, I don't pick up the almond in it, but hey, that's just my nose, and everybody smells different and everybody likes different things. And I like this one. I just don't care for it as much as other people do. It is from the house of Guerlain, and it is L'Homme Ideal Cologne. And these you were finding in abundance at one time for like 20 bucks. And I picked this one up. This is the 100 ml bottle. And I only picked it up due to the hype at the time, but I didn't review it when everybody else was reviewing it. I waited a little while and then I reviewed it. But It's an okay fragrance in my personal opinion. That's just me. I know people are going to see this video and get upset and say, oh, yeah, you don't know what's wrong with you and all this kind of stuff. Well, you know, that's just me. I don't like everything that everybody else likes. You may love a fragrance, but somebody else may not. So it's just subjective. But if you can find this still in the wild, I definitely think it's worth the pickup if you can find it for the right price. 20 bucks, 15, maybe 25. But anything above that, don't waste your time, because I'm going to show you another fragrance that is almost similar to this one without the almond note, that is probably a little bit better in my opinion. I mean, it's just okay to me. I don't know. But that's the number 5 spot. Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cologne. The next one is one that this fragrance didn't deter me. It was the original that deterred me. But when I heard people mentioning this one and another one, then I had to try it out. I found them around Christmas time and they were in gift sets marked down, and I just jumped on it. So the House of Jimmy Choo is the one that kind of deterred me, the original. I sprayed that thing on when I first got it, and it takes me about 10 minutes to get from here to my other job, my second job. And by the time I got to my second job, that thing was non-existent. So that killed it for me. But then when I ran into this one and the blue version, I had to get them. And this is Jimmy Choo Man Ice. Now, there are some people that are going to see this and still say that this fragrance isn't all that, it's trash and it doesn't last. But off of my skin, I get pretty decent performance. Now, this is not a 48-hour fragrance. I don't know many fragrances that last 48 hours, but who would want a 48-hour fragrance anyway? I mean, you're going to have to come home and shower and all that good stuff. But anyway, this gets me at least between 5 to 6.5 hours of longevity. It kind of reminds me that lemonade vibe that you get from Dior Homme cologne. It's in the same vein, but it's just more inexpensive. I like this a lot better than I like the L'Homme Ideal cologne, and that's just my personal opinion. Take it or leave it. So at the number 4 spot, Jimmy Choo Man Ice. Number 3, one of my absolute favorites. I know a lot of people don't care for this fragrance. I like it. It performs pretty decent on my skin. I don't need a fragrance to last forever. Like I just said, as long as I can get at least 5 hours out of it, that'll put me at what, around lunchtime. If I have it with me, I can just reapply. I'm good. Makes no difference to me. But this one is from the house of Lacoste, and it's from the L1212 line, and this is my absolute favorite from that line. I'll take this one over all the others out of that line any day. Lacoste Blanc, Lacoste Pure, Lacoste White, whatever you want to call it. And what made me buy this, because I knew absolutely nothing about Lacoste fragrances until I started shopping at Ross some time back. And there's a manager that was working there that I was quote unquote dating at the time. And she used to let me know when they got shipments in. And she'd say, hey, I got a box in. You want to check it out? I say, yeah. So I pop up on my lunch break or after work. It'd be sitting on the counter, and she would open the box and she'd pick stuff out. And one day I was there and I saw this come out the box, and I said, oh, what is that? And at the time, I think this was like $39.99 or something like that. And she opened it up. She let me pull it out the box. I sprayed it on a piece of receipt paper. And as soon as I sprayed it, one of my classmates was coming in the door, and she stopped. And she was like, oh my God, that smells so good. And then some other lady walked up out of the blue, and she said the same thing. She was like, oh my goodness, that smells fantastic. I said, let me get it. Let me get it. Nothing else need to be said. If people are going to be going goo goo gaga over this fragrance like that, then I need this in my life. and I got it, and I love it. Now, if I can find another bottle of this, I am going to get a backup bottle. What do I get with this fragrance? Oh, it's clean, it's fresh, it's slightly sweet, it's refreshing. Man, this thing is nice, man. This doesn't get the best performance. Like I said before, most people aren't going to like this, but I absolutely love it. And to be honest, fragrances like this fit me perfectly, because I can wear a fragrance like this on a date. I can wear it to dinner. Ladies will love it, and that's just good enough for me. I don't care what anybody else thinks. So that's the number 3 spot, Lacoste L1212 Blanc, pure white, whatever you want to call it. Number 2 is one that I know people aren't going to care for. Like, I don't even care for the original fragrance, but I've had the big bottle first, then I got rid of that one, then I got a smaller bottle, I got rid of that one, and then I found another big 100 ml bottle of it, and I just wanted to keep it just to round out the collection. But it's from Mont Blanc, and this one is Legend Spirit. Now, the one I was mentioning I don't care for much is Legend. The only reason why I don't care for Legend is because I like the scent profile, but I think, my personal opinion, the one from Homme, what is the name of it? The gold one. I can't remember the name of it, but the gold one that they have is far superior. Now, it's more metallic, but that one lasts a whole heck of a lot longer than Mont Blanc Legend does. But this one, it falls into the same vein as the next one I'm going to show you. It has that sweet aspect to it. It's fresh. It's smooth. It's not overpowering. You can wear this to the office. You can overspray and it not offend anybody, as long as they don't have allergies or sinus problems or anything like that. But man, this is a nice fragrance, and I understand why most guys wouldn't gravitate towards a fragrance like this, because it's not really masculine, if you ask me. It's the sweetness in it that kind of makes guys lean more towards not wanting to get it. I love sweet fragrances, so right up my alley. So you guys out there, if y'all keep denying it, I'll be granted access. Thanks. So that's the number 2 spot, Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. And last but not least is my favorite from what I just showed you, hands down, no questions asked. It is from Imperial, and this is number 4. And I have mentioned this fragrance a few times before. Kind of reminds me of a Tom Ford bottle. I love this juice, man. This is so sexy. It's kind of in the same vein as this, with the sweetness in it, but this is far superior. This thing smells almost creamy like. It's slightly sweet. It's smooth. It's so sexy. This is the perfect date time, not date night, date time in the daytime fragrance. Man, you can definitely wear this at night also, but being that it's like it's not really bright, it's just clean, it's fresh, kind of smooth. Oh my God. Wow. This is so nice, man. I love this fragrance. And sooner or later, I'm going to have to buy me a backup bottle. I haven't worn this much, but I'm going to need a backup bottle of this. This stuff is absolutely gorgeous, man. 60 something dollars. I think it was $65 I paid for this from Perfume World when it used to be in our mall. It's actually shut down now. They went out of business a while back, but I paid $65 for it. And me, you know how you walk into a shop or shoe store or something like that and your eyes get big like a kid in a candy store, And that's what happened. And everything else I saw was designer this and designer that. And, you know, it's the run of the mill stuff. But I didn't have anything that smelled like this or even looked like this. So I jumped on it. And man, was I surprised when I bust this open and smelled it. This thing smells so good. So I wised up and got 2 more. But being that I found them online for $45 and he wanted my business, he dropped the prices on the next 2 that I bought. And those are nice. Now, I want to say this is a clone house because the other 2 smell similar to 2 other fragrances that I already own. But I'll talk about that in another video. But Imperial number 4, man, I don't even know what to say. This is gorgeous, man. Gorgeous fragrance, and I'm glad I have it. Wow. So that's my list, y'all. 6 white bottle boys. Thank you, Sam Broom, for the inspiration. I was just sitting here watching TV and listening to my phone at the same time, listening to some videos, and I heard him mention the black bottle boys or the black bottle fragrances, and I started looking around like, what can I do a video of? And all these white bottles started popping up in my eyesight, and that was it. So shout out to Sam Broom. That's about it, y'all. Hey, here is to smelling great. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.